In the last class, I had given one piece of the Veda mantra, Atharva 662.3. Jog Pashema Surya Mucharantam. Jog Pashema Surya Mucharantam. So here the keyword is Surya, and the Surya can be understood in the Adhi Bhautika level as well as Adhyatmika level. Both are possible in this particular piece of the Veda mantra. Surya, Srigatav. That's the root, Srigatav. So Srigatav means one which makes things move. Another one is one which moves. It may move or may make others move. Now it's a question of Surya, the physical sun. It also makes us move. Relatively, it is at the center of our solar system and fixed. But beyond solar system, if you take, even this entire solar system is on the move, including the sun. Within the solar system, particularly with reference to Earth and the living beings on Earth, the sun motivates us to get up and makes us involved in our daily routine and actions. Sri Gata makes us active. This you can see very well. At the daybreak, you see everyone getting up and becoming active. Once the sun sets, yes, we're all in a mood to take rest. That's what it happens, or it should happen. But because of our artificial lighting and other things, we do night duties and other things. That is, of course, against body clock and nature's dictum. For different reasons, we do it. Not recommended. Now this Suryam, Ucharantam, Charantam, the rising sun. Ut is to rise. Ucharantam Suryam, the rising sun. Jog Pashema, we shall see it again and again every day. We shall see the rising sun every day. So what does this wish mean? We shall live long, that's all. We should be living to see the sun every day rise. So we shall see the rising sun every day, indirectly means we shall live for longer years. So it is a positive way of looking at things and tuning our whole routine to the nature's law and live longer. It will not happen as it is. We have to work for it. We have to make the best use of the day available to us. We have to practice such things which will bestow on us longevity. Yes, Jog Pashema Surya Mucharantam will happen. If you lead a life according to your whims and fancies, without caring for the rules and regulations set up by the nature and by the Sachidananda, definitely our whole life gets disturbed. We will be prone to so many disturbances. And at one point of time, the life gets short-circuited. Thus we die an untimely death. And those who chant this mantra again and again, Jog Pashema Surya Mucharantam, Jog Pashema Surya Mucharantam, they remember always, that is provided they chant this by knowing the meaning of it, not mere chanting. Yes, they will be always alerted that, you see, you are chanting Jog Pashema Surya Mucharantam. So if you live like this, how can you see next day's sun? You may not. So be careful. Do it in such a way. Lead your life in such a way. Don't do this, do that. So that you'll be able to see the sun next day. Of course, even after all this effort, one day you will not be able to see the rising sun. That's okay. but not untimely, not early, not because of short circuiting. It's a long time. Once you are really old, you do it. Now this goes in with that Mahapura Jarasomrutha, which I have already taught. We shall not die untimely, we shall die the death, we shall receive death at the right time when you are really old, when our instrument, Sharira Indriya Manas, is really dilapidated and unusable. Okay, that's fine. Till such time, Jog Pashyema Surya Mucharantam. And will postpone that day as much as possible with effort, deliberately, with knowledge, with practice. If you are ignorant and lead a life without knowing things, these things will not happen on its own. Or sometime it will happen, but beyond that, it will work negatively on our life. This is one thing. Then the other thing is, it's a positive way of looking at things. And if you want to use the word, you can use the word auto-hypnosis. Auto-hypnosis. We tell to ourselves, this is what should happen, this is what I should be, this is how I should live, etc., again and again. And we will motivate ourselves, self-motivation, and lead a better life where we'll be able to see the sunrise every day. Jog Pashyema Surya Mucharantam. At the same time, taking the Adhyatmika meaning of it, Surya is the one force which is making the whole universe move. Srugatav. It doesn't move, but it makes everything move. That is the Satchidananda. Tadejati, tatana ejati. This we have discussed. Tati ejati, tatana ejati. It doesn't move, but makes everything else move. Why it cannot move? Because there is no space to move. Because it is omnipresent. It is full. It's in every atom of the universe. So it has no place at all to move. It's full. So it cannot move. But that is the driving force behind every activity, behind every movement, behind every change, what is going on in the universe, at the micro and the macro level. So that driving force which is there, that is asking us to get up and move. Ucharantam. It's motivating us to get up and move. I'm not supposed to stay where I am. I'm not supposed to be stagnant. I should always be moving and moving and moving. Of course, in the right direction, in the positive direction, from a level where I am to a higher plinth. I have to keep on moving. At what speed I move, that doesn't matter, but I should be moving. So that is every moment prompting me to move, motivating me to move, asking me to move. And let this happen, joke, always, day after day. Let me see this motivation every day. So that results in continuous progress. Continuous progress. I never stop. I never stop. I begin the journey, keep on moving. Yes, that's the right way of living life, because we are always associated with time. And time never stops. It moves. Not only that, the movement of time is always progressive, not regressive. It doesn't go back. You have to move with time. You are bound by time. When you are able to move with time progressively, every second, yes, life will be beautiful. But if you are not able to keep pace with time, stop moving, or go into the past, then we are in trouble. Because it doesn't match with the one which is moving with us, which is the one which is taking us ahead. We should obey the rules of time. Then only we can be comfortable, not otherwise. So moving with time means to be on the move always, continuously. Number two, always it is a forward journey, progressive journey, not a regressive or backward journey. So in both ways, that is the Adhibhautika and Adhyatmika way, you can understand this piece of Veda mantra. It says, Jo Pashema Surya Mucharantam. Physical life also, we are wishing for longevity, and the purpose of it is to progress and progress and progress, and not stay in one place. Next.
Sharmaji, one question on Monday there is solar eclipse.
Monday?
The solar.
You got the solar eclipse. Total solar eclipse.
Regarding that, now we should not see and things like that. How about that, Sharmaji? Can we see that, and about eating during that time and things like that? Could you share?
Sure. This total solar eclipse was available in India in 1979. The closest place was Raichur. So that was the closest place from Bangalore where you could see the total solar eclipse. And I happened to be there on that day, 1979, if I'm right, February, March. Total solar eclipse. The sun was completely shaded by the moon. It's an astronomical phenomenon. That is, the sun, the moon, and the earth come on the same line. It happens once in a way, and the total solar eclipse is possible to be viewed only from certain places. And many other places is partial solar eclipse what you do see. Now, though the sun is very huge and moon is not so huge, because the distance between them, this is a small moon can cover the big sun, because moon is closer to us and sun is far, far away. So just hold a coin, say for example, which is very small, and place it in the right place. Even a big building I cannot see. It doesn't mean that the coin is larger than the big building. But between the distance between the eyes and the coin and the building, if I set it rightly, then the whole building will be covered by the small coin. In the same way, the small moon covers the entire sun. And it is the shadow of the moon falling on the earth. And we people on earth will not be able to see the sun because of the shadow of the moon. It's actually shadow of the moon falling on the earth, or the moon coming in between the earth and the sun. This is a solar eclipse. This is purely physical, is purely astronomical phenomenon. So in our tradition or orthodoxy, they speak of so many things. Rahu, Ketu, this eats moon, this eats sun, all those things. You know what I use always? It's all cock and bull story. Nothing will happen, nothing will happen. But one or two things are there. When such a thing happens, say even in the mid of the day, because the moon covers the sun entirely, the whole area where we are experiencing this total eclipse, in that area, it becomes just like a night. You can see stars, which you will not be able to see at that time any day. Say it happens at 2 o'clock, let me say. At 2 o'clock, you can see the stars very well as you see during night. That's possible. So how far that total solar eclipse belt is there from your place?
I haven't checked that, Sharmaji.
You please check it. Okay. If it is closer to you or which you can travel, I wish you travel there and see it.
Okay. So there
is a wonderful experience, and this total solar eclipse you will not get again and again. It's a beautiful experience. You can take your children and other children also, and all the parents. You can make it an occasion and see that. That's wonderful. It will be a wonderful experience. That's number one. You can see the stars. Number two, another thing is more than human mix. Of course, we know what is happening there. Sun is there, moon coming in the middle, and the shadow of the moon falling on that piece of the earth. Okay, that's all fine. We know it. But the animal and bird life, they get disturbed. This also you can see. This is what I observed there. It happened here around 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is not the time for any bird to go back to its nest. Only when the sun sets, it goes. And the total solar eclipse was for nearly 3 minutes that day, 3 minutes. So it was completely covered. The birds got disturbed. They thought, oh, the sun has set. We should go back to our nest. They started chirping and they started moving here and there. And within no time, with another 2 minutes, the sun was appearing. Then they again got confused. Oh, within a short time, sun has risen. And they again started moving hither and there. The whole bird world was disturbed. Maybe it took another 1 or 2 hours to settle down. So the disturbance you can see in lower animals. That's number 2. Then number 3, when the total solar eclipse happens, it gradually covers the sun. And when it is going to cover the sun completely, before that, you see a bright light on one side and an aura other side. They call it as a diamond ring. They call it as a diamond ring. Yes, one side is too bright and other places you find just an aura. They call it as a diamond ring. That's also a natural phenomena, very beautiful to look at. And just before it covers the sun entirely, another wonderful experience will happen. You can see waves running on the land. Waves running on the land. And if you just look at the earth, you feel as though you are in an ocean where waves are moving. So it's a change in the environment which results in the wave-like formation. It just moves like this on the land. Curved lines, one after another, that it moves. Just for a few seconds. And then at the time of releasing, at the time when it moves out, then also you will see the same thing, that wave-like experience. Then another important thing is, sun as it is will radiate some light, will radiate certain radiations. As it is, some of them are good, some of them are not good. So prevent such radiations, not only from sun, from other stars also. We have got an ozone layer around us. That very ozone layer around the earth is a preventive umbrella, safeguarding umbrella. So the safeguarding umbrella reflects back all those harmful radiations and allows in only those radiations which are helpful. This is a preventive, selective, protective layer. So ozone layer is very, very important for we creatures living on the planet. If such a protection were not to be there, it would have been killed by all such radiations which you cannot tolerate. Now, during this solar eclipse, they say that some such radiations escape because they are oblique. Because they are oblique. And that oblique nature will happen because of the intervention of the moon. So certain rays are coming, and because the moon is in the middle, they change. Refraction, you can call it refraction. They refract and they become oblique, and they get an entry into the environment. If they come as it is, yes, ozone layer will prevent it, but obliquely some rays escape and they get in, and it's harmful to see that solar eclipse by our naked eye because of such harmful things. So the best thing is a fully exposed photograph film or an X-ray film where it's fully exposed. It is totally black. Through that we can see. That's one they say. So that prevents such harmful radiations, and our eyes are protected. But there are some people who practice looking at sun itself by drinking a lot of water and doing certain eye exercises. Okay, for them it's not a problem, but we have not done it. So we have to protect our eyes. Of course, it's such a dark black thing, like an X-ray sheet or a photographic film, which is fully exposed. Or maybe we can collect soot over a piece of glass, and through it also we can see. But to get soot in your place, it may be very difficult because you need a chula. Here it's easy for us. So doing so, we take a preventive measure not to get our eyes hurt. But for this, all other things are cock and bull stories. To say some Rahu eats, Ketu eats, so during that period you should not eat, or whatever is left over, you should not use it afterwards, you throw it out, or maybe a darbha grass is there, you put it, that will take care of it, so many things. Okay, it's all stories. It's all stories. Nothing will happen. It's just our weakness of the mind that works, not that. It's just a game of light and shadow. That's all, light and shadow. There's nothing else. But because it's at a higher level, there will be some changes, and those changes I have told you, and we can manage it. But if it's close by, maybe even 500 kilometers, 600 kilometers, I wish you go there and experience it firsthand. Not only all your kith and kin. That will be worthwhile. That will be worthwhile. Because such phenomena, natural phenomena, will not happen again and again. It happens once in several decades. This is what I said. I saw it in 1979. And at a close range as that, it was a Raichur, from Bangalore to Raichur, around some 400 kilometers. Now, entire my lifetime, such a thing will not happen at a distance so close by, in my whole lifetime. So it was a lifetime's opportunity. I made use of it. It was a wonderful experience. We can also have it. It's close by. So it's too far. I don't advise it. But there are people who travel from a continent to continent to visit it. There are such people. Okay, that is their passion and that is their subject, and they like to do it. That's an excellent thing. So what it is, if it is close by, please go and get the experience. It's wonderful. And pets in your house also gets disturbed. Not only birds. Pets in your house also get disturbed because suddenly it becomes evening, night, and within few minutes it becomes day again. So the whole body clock gets disturbed. Their behavior also you can watch, the pets, how they behave during that time. But in a place where sunlight will not enter the house, then not much may happen. But just leave them out in your porch or some such thing. I think you will be able to observe how they behave for the sudden darkness and sudden brightness. They get disturbed. They get disturbed. They can't understand what is happening. That also you can observe with reference to your pets, with reference to birds and so many things. Okay, that's what best I could give, because I'd personally gone there to see that total solar eclipse in 1979. Next. Samjanidhvam, sampruchyadhvam. Samjanidhvam, pruchyadvam. Janidvam jna avabodhane. Jna avabodhane. Pruchyadvam pruchi samparke. Pruchi samparke. Sam means together. Sam means together, as a group, as a society, as a family. It is more than one. Some together. Janidvam, know. Let us know each other. Let us know each other. Sampruchyadvam. Let us be in the contact, samparka. Let us be in contact with others. Let us be in the company of others. The basic nature of human being is that he is a social being. He cannot live alone. If a person is allowed to live alone, yes, within a short while he becomes mad. Because the person cannot live individually alone. He is a social being. He wants company, he wants people, he wants to be in the midst of people. So if we have to live with others, live among others, then two things should happen. One is we should know one another. Unless you know one another, we cannot live there. We cannot live in a society like strangers. It's as good as being alone. So we cannot live like strangers in a group. We have to know one another. There should be communication. There should be exchange of views, exchange of things, whatever it is. Then only living together gets a meaning. Otherwise, it is living alone as strangers. Sampruchyadvam, be in the company. For that to happen, we should be in company of other people. We should be in a group. We cannot segregate ourselves from the group and live. We have to be in their company, we have to be in their contact. It's not a big thing, we are also doing it. We have got a list of our great contact numbers, contact emails, and so many things. And as long as those things are active, yes, we are in touch. Once we are not in contact, once we are not in touch, it's over a period we forget who they are. And they forget who we are. So know one another and be in contact. And when that sum is said, it is not only together, but it also means in a right way. Samyak, that meaning also is there. Samyak means right, you know them right. It's not just knowing, know them right. Be in contact, be in touch. That's also in the right way. Samjanidvam, sampruchyadvam. They are just two very simple rules given to us to lead a better social life. To know them, we should make ourselves known too. It's a two-way system. It's not one way. It's not that I try to know them and I don't want to expose myself. No, I should also expose myself. I should make them know me and in turn know them. So it's a two-way, it's not one way. So knowing each other is the right meaning of it. Knowing each other, we should know each other. So if you want to know each other, of course, both should be honest and transparent. If we are not honest or transparent, we will be misled. We will understand them in a different way. They will evaluate us in a different way. And will not be showing out our real personalities, which again finally ends up in problems and confusions and so many things. So we should be honest in presenting ourselves. We should be honest in understanding others also. Sampruchyadvam, to be closer, to be in touch. How it can happen? If we are divided in the name of caste, race, nationality, so many things, how can we be closer to one another? We are divided. We have got hundreds of schools of thought. I belong to one, you belong to another, another belongs to another one. How can we come together? It's not at all possible. I always feel my beliefs, I always feel my school of thought is the best and denounce the other things. They do the same thing. How can we be in company? It's not possible. What's the way out? We are all born as human beings. We are all born as human beings. We are not born as some belonging to some religion or something. We are not given that imprint and scent. We are all born as human beings. Let us stop at that. Yes, we are all human beings. Whoever you are, from any corner of the world you might have come, you are a human being. I am also a human being. And coming to the color of the skin, that's also a big problem. Whites, blacks, so and so. Negro, whites, so many things. Now, what does the color of his skin has a bearing on the personality of a person, on the qualities of a person? Absolutely zero. A person who is white could be a robber inside, could be a cheat inside. A person who is black in color may be a very nice and noble person. Could happen. The internal quality is not at all affected by the external color of the skin. It absolutely has no bearing. And we are very much interested in the quality of the person rather than their appearance. So I'm suffering, I'm in a hospital. I'm a white, let me say. The doctor is a black. Will I take medicine from him, treatment from him or not? There is no other one. I don't mind at all. I will say, okay, doctor, please help me in this and that. I'll say, he's a black. Doesn't matter at all. He is a doctor. He's a savior. I'm a patient. I'm in problem. He'll solve my problem. Excellent. The color of the skin will not matter at all. Just one situation I told. Like this, there are so many situations in real life where the color of the skin becomes immaterial, irrelevant. So we are not supposed to discriminate on color. We are not supposed to discriminate on religion. And even this religion also. Say, I don't like this religion. I like another religion. It's always possible for me to jump over from this religion to another religion. And what is my religion actually? It is where I am at that moment. Tomorrow I change, my religion is different. It's also not a permanent feature. It may change anytime according to my whims and fancy. So I cannot discriminate on the basis of the religion. But when I say I'm a human being, that never changes. And when I say I'm a human being, color of the skin is immaterial, irrelevant. When I'm saying I'm a human being, I have already crossed over the barriers of religion. And at this level, I can have human relationship with anyone without any restriction. You can have. You are also a human being, I am also a human being. We have a contact as human beings. Excellent. We will have no enemies at all. We will have no person who is not ours. Everyone is ours because they are all human beings. Now, not only that. When we follow this system, we will also include in our domain even all the living beings, not only human beings. All living beings. We love everyone. Every living being has got a right to live. Every living being wants to be petted. I pet everyone over. Every living being is mine. Every human being is mine. I belong to the big universe where it is all living beings. You see, this mental disposition is required for sampruchyadvam. Let us be in contact, let us be in company, let us be in touch with every other living being. For this to happen, two things are required. One is Maitri Bhavana, a friendly disposition is very much required, and no enmity, harmony, cooperation. And that's what is needed for a better living in this universe. Because we are scarce with these things, friendly nature, love, cooperation, sacrifice, yes, we are suffering. We are suffering. The whole world is suffering. Every country is piling up their arms and ammunition. They are ready to fight. They are in a fight mode. They are not in a love mode. They are not in a humane mode, which is totally against the Sampruchyadvam. Sampruchyadvam is always a friendly mode, not a war mode. Or tell me which country doesn't have its arms and ammunition? One country, can you name? No. They may not start a war, but they are ready to wage a war. They are always in a war mode. They cannot be slack on that. You see, the whole world is sitting on a bomb. The whole world is sitting on a volcano. Anytime it may erupt and anytime war may come. How can people, how can men be peaceful and happy under such a circumstance? No. We pose and we think that we are comfortable and happy and peaceful, but really we are not. Really we are not. Because the very mode of the whole universe is war mode, not love mode, not compassion mode. This we have to bring a change. Not only for our sake, we have to bring this change for the sake of our children or grandchildren. We cannot give them a worst world where the whole world is in a war mode. What about their future? What about our future? We ourselves are disturbed. We ourselves are always under threat. We ourselves are always under tension. What happens tomorrow, we don't know. Suddenly a war is declared, the whole situation changes. You may be knowing how it happens. Say near borders. On one side of the border is the soldiers of one country. On the other side of the border, there are soldiers from another country. Fine. Now, when there is no war, you may not believe that these two soldiers are very friendly. They just cross over, they sit with them, have a cup of coffee and come back. It's all fine. They cross over here, sit with them, chat with them, eat and drink and go out. See, such a friendly environment is there. That's human nature. That's human nature. They want it. Once the war is declared, the very people kill each other. So unfortunate. They're so friendly, they're so fine together, but once the war is declared somewhere, some leader, they declare the war, and these very people, tooth and nail, they fight. Very unfortunate, very unfortunate. The very basic nature of human beings is snubbed. That's why we are in such tension. And it is being there in small quantities here and there, here and there, here and there, always. That's not feasible, that's not compatible with Sampruchyadvam. Unless it is there, we cannot be in contact, we cannot be in touch, we cannot be in good terms. It says, know each other, know you are a human being, I'm also a human being. You also have got your own goals to reach, I also have got my own goals to reach. But my goal should not be at your expense, and your reaching the goal should not be at my expense. Hand in hand we shall move, achieve our goals and be happy, share it with others. You see, this is what I call it as friendly mode. It's not a war mode. You are a human being, I am a human being. There is no difference between us. We shall help others also to travel with us. Whatever we have got by the grace of God, we shall share with them. Let's all be happy. Let's all be jovial. Let's all celebrate. This is love mode. This is human mode. Are we finding it today? It's a very, very sorry aspect of it. We are not. We are always in a fighting mode. We are always in a war mode. What does the other neighboring country has? It has got 5 bomb heads. Okay, I should have at least 6. There's competition, very huge competition for destroying. If you have got 50 warheads, I'll have 51. So I'll be more powerful than you. You start disturbing me. If you want spoiling me, I'll spoil you more. I'll disturb you more. I'll kill you more. This is not friendly nature. This is not samprachadvam. The very basic nature of human beings is addressed in this mantra. It says, be in company, be in touch with others. They're all human beings. They are all your brothers and they're all like your brothers and sisters. Fellowship is there. They're all people who are living with you. See, that's a beautiful, just by imagining itself, we can experience a little peace in our minds. When I imagine this war mode, yes, a lot of disturbance we can experience. Not you and me, anyone. Imagine a war field. Imagine waging war. The whole mind gets disturbed. Say we hold hands and move together with friendly nature. We shall be in touch with each other. We communicate, we share. You see, the picture in the mind is totally different. Now it says, have that second one, which is really helpful and it's really enjoyable and it makes the whole world a better place to live. Samjanidhvam, samprichyadhvam. By each other. Basically, all our requirements are the same. When it comes to food, clothing, shelter, same. Everyone else, you need it. Nobody says, I don't want food. Nobody says, I don't want shelter. Nobody says, I don't want clothing. Except the animals. Or maybe some aborigines. Except that, everyone else, you are interested in food, clothing, shelter, FCS. Basic needs. Upon it, once these basic needs are fulfilled, yes, our other goals will prop up. Till such time, they will all take a second place. Our highest priority is for this food, clothing, shelter. Then other things will come. Family, culture, society, another FCS. Family, culture and society. They're all our second needs. Now, if the basic needs are complete, when the basic needs are available for every one of us, with sharing, and so I can build up a beautiful family, culture, and a society. That's our next need. So like this, step by step, we should progress. Uchcharantam, that's what you said in the previous piece. Uchcharantam, we should get up and move up, move ahead, move forward, be progressive. So samjanidhvam, sampruchadhvam, maybe it is just 4 words, but the depth of it is too much. You should feel it, and change the mode, the way we think. It's true that just if 4 or 5 people think like that, the whole world will change. No, I'm clear about it. But somewhere someone should start. We should start it. We should start that mode. And once we explain people the difference between friendly mode and war mode, yes, they'll be able to appreciate it. Anyone. It's very easy. The tension what you have got, the pressure what you have got, the fear what you have got. In that war mode, you will not have in this friendly mode. It's a free environment. It's a wonderful, congenial, healthy environment. Anybody can experience. So over a period, the number of people who change over to friendly mode will increase. And more people come to this mode, yes, the other mode will automatically come down. And one day even get eliminated too. And all this will not happen overnight. That's very clear. It will not happen overnight. You have to work for it. And as long as you are working for it, yes, we will be comfortable internally. We will be peaceful internally. That's the immediate benefit what we get. And it spreads. The whole society changes and we will be benefited more. That's the extra benefit. Samjanidhvam, samprichadhvam. Know each other and be in the company of each other. Be friendly. Be in a friendly mode. Next.
Sharma ji, address?
Huh?
Address?
Address. Atharva 6:64:1. 6:64:1. Samanam vratam. Samanam vratam. Sahachittamesham. Samanam vratam. Sahachittamesham. Sahachittamesham. Samanam vratam. Sahachittam yesham. Sahachittamesham. This is Atharva 6:64:2. You see, these are the lofty ideals what we find in Atharva Veda. Then how can we accept the aspersions? And Atharva is saying that as a black magic, it wants to kill someone, it goes for hypnotism, this and that. It doesn't fit at all. The ideals what you get in Atharva Veda are so lofty. The thing is, we have misunderstood. We have misunderstood what it is telling. Because we apply our colloquial meaning of things. That's the problem. We never go deep into it, what it means. The one which always speaks of friendly mode, can it think of harming anyone else? If so, what is the meaning of some preacher be in company? How can they be in company with those whom they want to kill, whom they want to harm? Never, it never happens. They are contradictory. These things are very clear and such things are there more and more. I told you at least 50 to 100 Atharva mantras so far. Just go through them all. Shatru is there, Shatravaha is there. But whenever there is a question of Shatru, it's not an enemy external. Because our real enemy is not outside. Our real enemy is in us only. Unless we fight out this internal enemy, the external enemy can never be controlled. There are such things also. In the next class, we will see all these things. Thank you.
Sharmaji, I have a question. You, in the previous sloka, you say we can change our beliefs, right?
Which one? Which?
There is one thing you say, we can change our belief. And a lot of people, do you think is it related to the conversion? People are converting themselves in a different belief.
Conversion is there, but it's not between religions. Conversion is there, but it's not between religions as I speak of now. Conversion is a better state.
Okay.
We change ourselves to a better state. And it's not that we change them from one religion to one religion, one school of thought to another school of thought, and we plan to expand our number in this religion. No, such things are not there.
Oh.
Conversion is within ourselves. A better word is transformation. Transformation in us from where we are to a higher plinth. That's what we have, transformation. You can call that also conversion. Because the conversion has been used to make people forcibly or by luring them from one religion to another religion. That conversion is never there. Because religion itself is not acceptable by the Vedas. We are all human beings, over. It doesn't discriminate in the name of religion, caste, race, creed, anything. It says no. It's all man-made. It's all selfish. Basically, you are all human beings. Samjanidam, Sampruchyadam. Over. Know each other, live together. That's a basic, fundamental guideline given by the Vedas. It never discriminates. Of course, depending upon their performance of duties, yes, male and female are slightly different. A female structure has got certain duties to be performed. A male structure has got its own duties to be performed, which they cannot exchange. A duty to be performed by a woman has to be performed by her only. A duty to be performed by a man has to be performed by man only. But for that, no other discrimination is there. Even this, they don't say it as discrimination. You work together. Vivaha samskara is there, where man and woman are tied together. Your doing work is complementary to one another. What man does himself is half. What woman does herself alone is half. So come together, understand that the other half is better half. And live together. They are complementary. So the husband says, she is my better half. She says, he is my better half. So in such a way, you come together, live together happily, and complement one another's work, and make others also happy. There is no question of conversion as you're telling. It's only a transformation. There's only coexistence.
No, I think we've been hearing so much about the conversion all the time,
Yes,
and
yes.
people are using each other so badly.
It's a later concoction, and some religions, they forcibly perform a crusade. And during that crusade, they want to convert everyone into their religion and expand their religion, and finally want to rule the world in the name of the religion. Such crusades are there, and in such crusades are there, yes, this conversion problem is there, and very few people convert willingly. They are forced to. It happens everywhere. And those who oppose this conversion, those who oppose these crusaders, yes, they are punished inhumanly. That also has happened in history. A path of crusaders is always smeared with a lot of blood. It has never been clean. It has never been smooth. All crusaders have been mercenaries. They have killed, they have done whatever they want to achieve their goal. So such thing is not at all guided or given by the Vedas. They say don't do it, don't do it. We are all human beings. Why discriminate? As human beings, we have got some common goals. Let us achieve it together. If God has given me more, I will share with those who are less fortunate. Be happy. Make them happy. To make them happy gives us more happiness. When we will know, only when we give and share, not otherwise. Grabbing is not. Forcibly taking is not at all approved anywhere in the Vedas, but they speak of the opposite directly. Ma gridhaha. Yajurveda 41. Ma gridhaha. Don't snatch. Don't grab. Don't forcibly take. It's given to you voluntarily, and if you need it, take it. Even if it is given voluntarily, and if you don't need it, don't take it. See, that's the way they speak. Whatever you need, you work for it and get it. Over. And if you got by chance something extra, which is beyond your requirement, share it with others. Give it. Don't stick on to that. The generosity inside is the greatest quality, and that gives you happiness and comfort. Your selfishness will never do it. It's a general law. It's a general spiritual law. To give is divine. To snatch is devilish. They're very clear. That's a rule. You want to experience divinity, do it. If you want to become a devil, it's your option. But please note, a devil will be punished seriously if not today, tomorrow. Be careful. Divinity will always be, humanity will always be rewarded. If not today, tomorrow. What do you want? You're free to choose. You should know all these things. Then we fear taking shelter under devilish things. We want to be always humane. We want to be always divine.